We are live. What's happening, people? So I had 15 minutes. I thought I would jump on here to see what the rest of the world is doing on their Friday night. Today is Little Rush's birthday. So I took them to Dave and Buster's. I brought them to Chipotle. Now they're at the town carnival. And I thought I'd jump on here to see if anybody wanted to talk some Giants football. So I'm just basically sitting in my Jeep on the side of the road. These boys got about 15 minutes before I take them home. Thought I'd jump on here, see if anybody wanted to talk some Giants football. We do know, of course, that Saquon Barkley's turned down a couple deals, so we're hoping that gets done. By the way, it is hard to believe that his agent doesn't know, doesn't know that you know the running back market. I mean, it's very interesting to see that we're at this crossroad, and someone wants to know, when do you panic? I mean, I don't think you panic until the tag date is come and gone. Um, Players that hold out get hurt. They always do. So if players hold out, they get hurt. You want them with the team. You want them to be able to, do the regular Giants, routine. Um, so hoping here that you guys want to talk some football for a couple minutes. This is the Ask Me Anything segment. I'm just, like I said, hanging out, waiting for the boys. They're cruising around looking for girls at the carnival. So I am here looking for your questions. Great things that, right now looks like everybody has been signed except for Smith. We're waiting for the center, the big boy, to close his deal up. But Banks is done and Hyatt is done. So, all good news there on that front. So if you have any questions, like I said, feel free. I am literally on the side of the road, in the parking lot waiting for Little Rush. It's Little Rush's birthday. So he's out hanging with his boys. We've been all over the map today celebrating. So I've got a couple minutes if you want to talk some Giants football. Ask me anything, taking tons of questions. So, let me know. It's just me hanging out with you folks. If you want to talk, I'm here. The Barkley thing, I'm not worried yet, but there will be a time in the near future where I will be worried. I do not want him holding out. I do think he will get hurt because they always get hurt when they hold out. I love the fact that we've got most of the draft picks signed. That's a big deal. And of course, there's always the ancillary stuff to talk about. Specifically with some of the players. Like right now, it looks like the offseason, right, after the draft was dedicated to Barkley and Dexter is done. And he is a top 3 defensive tackle, and he's going to make a difference. Healthy Leo will make a difference. This defense, by the way, has some really good players. I think that when you look at the fact that McKinney and Okereke and Dexter and Leo and Tibbs, I mean, that's a pretty good defense. And now Banks and Adoree Jackson. I really do think the Giants defense is going to take a big leap this year. I really do think they're going to take a big leap this year. Let me know what you think. If you want to jump in, let me know. I'm taking questions. I see a bunch of you guys cruising through. If you want to talk some Giants football, like I said, just hanging out, waiting for Little Rush's birthday. I have no idea what the lighting looks like in here. It's probably pretty dark. So I'm just chilling. Figured I'd see if you guys wanted to jump in, ask some questions. And yes, and I do think the Giants could be a playoff team. The NFC East is really, really strong right now. Super strong. So, hey, Cold, what's up, my man? You feel good about those other linebacker spots? Great question, Cold. So I'm not a big fan, Cold, of Davis. I think, he's not very twitchy, and I think his time is gone. I'd like Micah McFadden to get, win the spot. I'm hoping Micah McFadden is going to step up, Cold, and actually take that spot. I don't know. I'm assuming Carter Coughlin is just a special teamer, Cold, because it just doesn't. He's always on the outside looking in. I know he's a converted linebacker, but you know, maybe he steps out, and has a good camp. Remember, McFadden had a okay year, but tends to get washed out cold a lot. Now, I don't know if that's just an adjustment from college ball. He's a downhill linebacker. He's pretty good on the blitz. He may have a good off season. It's super hard to make adjustments when you're a rookie in season. So, do I feel good about the other linebacker spots? No. I mean, Okereke he's a stud. I'm super excited for Okereke, without a doubt. But I am, again, I guess to answer your question is no, I don't feel good about the linebacker spot. I'm hoping that, it's McFadden's job to win. People keep talking about, that's a good point, Cold, about Beavers and how much you can count on a guy coming off an ACL. So here's the thing, and this is just me, looking big picture, Cold. Here's the thing. Everyone heals at a different rate, right? ACL is now 10 months to a year. So there's two things that come into play. Not everybody heals at 8 months. Not everybody heals at 10 months. Not everybody heals at 12 months. They do heal slower. They have setbacks, but then there's the mental part of the game. Is my knee ready? Is my knee ready? And sometimes they're not so, gung-ho to go at 100 miles an hour. So, and again, here's the other thing that which is, I think people ought to dismiss. You're talking about is a 6th or 7th round draft pick. How much, I know we had a good camp. He had a great camp. I'm rooting for him. I am totally rooting for him. I just don't know how much stock do we put in a 6th round pick making a difference. Now, he could be the outlier, right? That happens, right? So, in a perfect world, McFadden as a 4th round pick, or was he a 5th round pick? In a perfect world, it's McFadden's job to lose because he has the experience, but he lost his job to Davis, right? And then Davis did nothing. So if you're asking me what people are talking about, I think they're putting a lot of stake, chips, so to speak, in Beavers, because not only is a 6th, 7th round draft pick, but he also, like you said, coming off ACL. So I'd say McFadden has the edge on Beavers, but the other side of the coin, Cold, is Beavers an inside linebacker? In the NFL, he may, because of his skill set, he may be more acclimated to be an outside guy. He's not big. He's more like a tweener. So, he's not 250 pounds. So Beavers could be or could spell back up to Tibbs, right? That's possible. Azeez health and Tibbs taking the next step concerns me. Yeah. All right. So that's 2 questions in one. So Azeez, this is just my opinion, Cold. So, Azeez put on so much muscle mass last year that I think it hurt him because maybe it was too much muscle mass for his frame, right? Could never, a lot of soft tissue injuries, right? Because now he doesn't have a lot of body fat, right? So you have less elasticity in the muscle, which makes it easier to tear, strain, and stretch. So I think Azeez needs, in my humble opinion, stretching, yoga, less power in power play in his workout to keep him limber and loose because of the extra weight he put on his frame. Tibbs taking the next step. I think that'll happen because I think he got a dose of welcome to the NFL. Refs were just letting him get manhandled, tossed around. So I think he's going to work on a second move. I'm sure whoever he's training with is teaching him a stab or maybe a swim. He's going to add more in than just the bull rush. So I'm not really worried about Tibbs. Tibbs was, I don't know. I was pleasantly surprised with Tibbs. Tibbs did get held a lot, but think that was also because he has no pass rush move. Exactly. That's what I was just saying. He's very one-dimensional. He can't dip where like Ojulari can bend, right? Like at the waist. He used to be able to hinge really well, get around. And don't get me wrong, Ojulari was about speed because he could bend so much he can get around the end. So he was a little one-dimensional, but speed wins, right? Tibbs, I don't think was as explosive as Azeez, but I think Tibbs is going to be fine. I'm sure he's working on something. Swim, face dodge, inside, some kind of stab. Tibbs doesn't have the bend I like to see in a pass rate. 100%. Because remember, Azeez is closer to a defensive end, hand in the dirt kind of guy, like an OC. But then remember, OC went to Atlanta and they played him as a linebacker, stand up. So Tibbs is more of a linebacker, more of a JJ Watt. Can get down and go in a 3 or a 4 point, but can stand up too. So I think Tibbs is more like has the opportunity to play hand in the dirt and standing up, and I don't think that'll hurt him. But he needs more. He needs more moves. Like I said, he's got to at least learn a stab, right? He's got to at least learn a stab. But I'm biased. I grew watching the likes of LT and Derek Thomas. Yo, me and you both, dude. Pound to that, Cold. We are probably close to the same age, and I grew up watching them too. And Derek and that's a great point about Derek Thomas. Derek Thomas is the only one that ever came close to playing like LT. Yo, Danny, what's going on, man? I was just saying it's Little Rush's birthday. I had him out with his boys. I brought him to Dave and Buster's in Chipotle, and then they wanted to squeeze in a half hour worth of time. At the carnival. So they're going to be coming back here in a couple minutes. So I'm going to jump off in like 5 minutes, but I thought I would just, wrap with a couple of you guys. And Cold has been keeping me company with some really good questions. Nice. Happy birthday to Little Rush. Thank you. I'll tell him. Yeah. Little Rush is now 15, going to be a freshman in high school next year. He did get banged up in the game, lacrosse game this past weekend. The EMT said he had a broken arm. The nurse said he had a broken arm. And the orthopedic surgeon said, surprisingly, it wasn't broken. So we had a rough weekend last weekend. Cold, how do you see this receiver room shaking out? The biggest one for me, Cold, is who makes the team between Smith, Crowder, and why am I drawing a blank? Smith, Crowder, and the other guy from the Jets, drawing a blank right now. So, you're going to get Hyatt, Slayton, Hodgins, Wandell when he comes back healthy, and Shepard as your mainstays, and then fighting for a roster spot is going to be, Pimpleton and Polk are gone. And then your practice squad guys and roster spot guys are going to be, Colin Johnson. I would think that Sills is gone because he can't play special teams. The question is, Cold, is who makes that sixth spot? Is it Crowder because of the Buffalo connection? Can Smith return kicks? If Hyatt can return kicks, Smith's gone. What's up, Tuto? Hanging out, ready to pick up Little Rush and bring him home. It's his birthday today, Tuto. So they're at the town carnival, and I gave him till 10 o'clock. I said at 10:05 I was going to leave him here, so they better be hustling their ass down the street. So, but I was here talking to Cold and Danny Campbell. Yeah, it's. I thought Cold. I thought it would be Crowder because of the Buffalo connection, but everyone says I'm wrong there. So Shepard, Wandell, and Shepard will probably play before Wandell. Hyatt, Slayton, Hodgins. Can Colin Johnson make an impact in camp? Because remember, Colin Johnson looks great and he's tall. So those slot guys, Crowder, Campbell, Poke Pimpleton, all those guys are on him in the bubble. There's no way Poke and Pimpleton make the team. They just that's just no way. Slayton shouldn't be on. I mean, Sills shouldn't make the team. It's like, do we need another slot guy? I don't know how much they believe in Crowder. So Paris Campbell, I guess, would be, like you said, Cole. So let me see.